Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mbisto here, and today we are recreating a page by Kathy Zielski from a free template offered on a website. As you can see, I'm getting quite the collection of pages on my Google Drive. If you would like to watch me create, please check out my live stream. I've been trying out YouTube streaming, but mostly stream on Twitch at present. The link will be in the description. I'm just creating a new document. I don't plan on printing, so I'm just creating it as an 8.5 by 11. But remember, if you want to send it for printing, check out the Pixel Calculator, link in the description, to generate the size that you need to create it at 300 dots per inch. Now I've downloaded the free template from Kathy's site, but as it is in a PSD format, you will need to convert it to PNG to insert it into drawings. So the best thing to do is just go onto Google and search PSD to PNG converter. And this is the page that it's from on Kathy's site, and I will link that in the description below. We'll need to realise that drawings does have some pretty big limitations in comparison to something, say, like Photoshop. So here we cannot simply just clip to a mask or edit those layers in the template, so we are solely using this as a basis for the layout. Now I just go into Google Photos and right click and copy my pictures that have been backed up there to paste into my Google Drawings file. Now I use the black crop marks to size my image to the boxes on the template image. You can actually crop images to shapes that are already in Google Drawings though. Up on the top bar where the crop is, you've got a down arrow, and then you can crop your image to those shapes from there. And I will definitely need to remember to create a layout showing how to do that. And here's the second image of me and my son. Just adding that in, and again resizing it, and if need be using the crop marks, which I don't need on that one. Once my images are in, I'm creating the text box and trying to get it as close to the template as I can. I do that by adjusting the size of the font and the line spacing, but I'm just speeding this up because I take quite a long time typing and adjusting it, because I do like to fiddle with it for quite a while. I find journaling is possibly the hardest part on a layout for me. So I actually end up writing more than that will fit into the text box, so I ended up having to adjust it again so it looks somewhat right on the page. And now I am doing the title, which is photo shoot. I am picking a font, but I do end up changing that later on when I've finished, but you'll see that later. And I'm just adjusting it so that it looks a bit similar to the title that's on the template. And you've got to remember to hold the shift key down while you're adjusting it, otherwise the text will just go a bit squiffy really. As you can see, I've already moved the template over to the side of the page so that I can reference it, as opposed to now working over it. So now what I see is my actual page, so I can adjust it so it looks right and compare it to the original. I pick a kit from the monthly chronicles called Drift Kit, and that's available at the Digital Press store. It's kind of like a monthly kit that they create. So just to have a look at some of the solids that they have, because I prefer solid colours. And then I adjust the light blue solid paper and adjust it to the size of the page, and then crop it with the crop bars by double clicking on the paper and adjusting it using the black bars. Once that's done, I click on order and send to back. Now I've imported this darker blue solid paper, and I'm using the color picker extension on Chrome, and I'm using that to then copy the hex code and adding it to use it as my text color so that it coordinates with the kit. And now I'm just clicking on format options, clicking on the title and on the photos to add a drop shadow, just adjusting it and doing it by eye to see what I think probably looks about right for what I want it. I'm now adding the pattern paper and cropping that to the page size and sending that to the back. And now I'm going in and cropping the blue paper in and just kind of referring back to Kathy's original page as well. And adding a drop shadow to the blue paper. Now I want to add a little something more to the page, and I see this Just Relax kind of tab to go on it, just as Kathy has on her page, but I didn't like what it says on it, so I decided to create my own in using the shapes in Google Drawings and colour it the dark blue that I've already copied in, so it just makes things a bit easier. So I'm just adjusting the shapes to look a bit more like the tab. And even though I've grouped it together, once you click on it, each individual piece, the second time it will treat it as the individual piece. Now, even though I've finished the layout here, I end up messing around after I finish recording, changed the title font, and I added the scallop edge just like on Kathy's page. How I did that was I did individual circles and put them close together and then grouped it and then changed all the colours to the blue. The only problem is when you go up to drop shadow, it does it individually as a drop shadow. So what I could have done is sent that to a separate Google Drawings file, exported it as a PNG, imported it back in, and then it would have been one solid piece to put input as with a drop shadow, and then it would have looked pretty good. It might have been a bit of a faff to do it that way, but it would have looked pretty good had I have done that. So that is my finished page. Thank you so much for watching, and do consider subscribing. I'll catch you next time.